All right. Hello, everyone. How are you today? It's Kay. So this is the 19th of September, and this is on Sunday. So is microphone working okay? Because this is a new microphone. So hopefully it's working okay. If it's not, then please let me know by chat in case you hear some strange echo or anything strange. Please let me know. I've tested it before, the live stream, and it was working great. So I think it's working okay. I see the bar going on the mixer, so I think it should be fine. All right, and also I got the rotating globe in the back. So finally, the boxes have arrived from Japan just yesterday. So I got these clothes and also some items back from Japan. So I was pretty much busy unpacking for these boxes. Okay, mic's okay. All right, good sound and nice glow behind you. Sure, Ivan. Yeah, that's a new, the old globe. Okay, so and also I think there is no echo right now on this microphone because it's the better version, better one. So I think it sounds much better than previous live streams. Okay, so looks like sounds okay, so let's continue. So once again, thank you for joining everyone. My name is Kei and I am a Japanese full-time Forex trader and I'm based in Dubai right now. And in my YouTube channel, I mainly talk about markets by Ichimoku and how to capture trending markets and how to capture the ranging and retracing markets. And the ultimate goal for this YouTube channel is to help you become a non-losing trader. So hopefully you stick to it and learn something new on my live stream today. So let me squeeze my face and start the session right now. So before starting, just a quick disclaimer. As usual, this content is basically based on my own understanding knowledge. So when you take trades, please do with your risk management. Okay, so yeah. So how's everybody doing? Today is Sunday, so I hope you're having a great weekend. And get ready to take trades next week. Looks like markets are active. So let's get to the charts and right into topics. So every weekend, I watch the weekly charts, and every day and a new day, I watch the daily chart, and every month and a new month, I check monthly chart because these are the timings on these time frame candlesticks closing. So in that sense, this is weekend, so we focus on the weekly time frames so that we expect which way market goes, and also we can see the market condition in the bigger picture. All right, and thank you for joining everyone. Great to see you. I see many comments here. Thank you for joining. And so on Sundays, I cover these Forex pairs first, 21 pairs I cover. And also I cover gold and oil, crude oil WTI. And also I cover indices, US indices and Asia indices, and also Euro index. And then we cover the news for next week. And that will be the whole content. And afterwards, that will be like free discussion. And in there, I will come back to these comments and chat and discuss on any topics. So first, let me finish my analysis on these Forex pairs and other markets. So first, let's start from the Euro pairs, Euro USD. So here's weekly chart and its range. As you can see here, the market is within the Kumo now, and Kumo's flat. And the Kijun Sen is flat and Chikou span is too close to the candles, and this is a sign of range. So when you see this, the market is ranging, so it might go up and it might retrace back to the Kijun Sen or the Senko span B level. So this is a market to stay away. Simply when you see this, you don't really stick to it, just stay away and come back until we see the next trending market. But this is weekly chart. So technically, we can't really identify which way the market is wanting to go by the weekly time frame. So in this case, what you can do is you look at the lower time frames, break it down to the daily chart or forward chart or lower time frames, to capture the trending market. With the same manner, you look at the Kumo and Kijun Sen and Chikou span locations and simply identify the market direction, otherwise stay away. But once again, Euro USD, the market is also within the Kumo. So that means in the lower time frames, it might be spiky. So this is also the essence of Ichimoku, is that when you see the market within the Kumo, that means the market be spiky in lower time frames. And since this is a weekly chart, the market will be spiky in the daily chart or the lower time frames. And also, if you see, let's say, daily chart is in the Kumo, then that means in the forward chart or lower time frames will be spiky and tricky. So and that's why we have to avoid taking trades in this condition on this particular time frame weekly chart. So yeah, so once again, to make the long story short, this is range. So simply we look at the lower time frames and look for the trading edge. Right now, we see downtrend in the daily chart or the forward chart. So I think the market continued to drop down to the previous low on the weekly chart, initially at this level, 1.1658 is the potential target. Okay, and so the next one is Euro AUD. So Euro AUD is now uptrend on these for the last 2 weeks has been bullish, but once again the market is within the Kumo now, so it may turn bearish anytime soon. And Kumo is not twisted yet, and Chikou span above the candles, so this is good. So but we have to wait for the Kumo breakout in this case to expect the market goes up continuously. Otherwise, it might retrace anytime soon because this is what we call Sanyaku Koten signal. Once you see the Kumo breakout, it becomes Sanyaku Koten signal and the market tends to go up continuously in that way. So, but until it happens, it might be range or it might retrace backwards in the short term and bounce off of the Kijun Sen and goes up too on the weekly chart basis. So simply we better wait until the Kumo breakout to happen if you want to follow the weekly uptrend. However, if we see, of course, uptrend in the lower time frames, we can follow that. So let's continue to monitor the lower time frames. But once again, this is in the Kumo now. So in the daily chart or the lower time frames might be a bit spiky in range. So let's move on to the next one. Next one is Euro Pound. Okay, Euro Pound, to me this is a bit bearish as compared to Euro AUD or a Euro Dollar. This Euro Pound is bearish because the price itself is not within the Kumo, but rather the price is below Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen. Price is below Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen, and Kumo. So this is a bit bearish. So I think in the long term, the market goes down bearish in this way. But we have to wait until Chikou span breakout to sell. And in terms of Ichimoku lines, we see the Kumo's down. I mean, the Senko span B is pointing downwards. So this is bearish Kumo and it's thick Kumo here. So I think this is stably downtrend in the long term. However, Kijun-sen is flat, Tenkan-sen flat, so the market might retrace back to Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen in the short term, but in the long term, this is bearish. So I expect the market's going down this way. And I don't think it's going to break out next week. So I think it's going to take at least a couple of months, maybe until November or December even, for the market to break the support level in this wave analysis. So I think we have to wait until it happens and then look for the sell chance. But in the lower time frames also, daily chart range and 4-hour chart also range in Euro Pound. So I think this is a very tricky market. So let's move on to the Euro JPY. So Euro JPY is also range on the weekly chart. So the Kumo's flat and Kijun Sen flat, Tenkan Sen's down. So Tenkan Sen down meaning that this is bearish in the short term. And Chikou span is exactly with the candles. So the next scenario in the weekly chart in this way is that since we have this twist of the Tenkan Sen, Kijun Sen, bearish, dead cross. So Chikou span breakout might happen next week. And once it breaks, then the market goes down to the Kumo. So in the daily chart or the lower time frames, we see downtrend in that. And then if we see the Kumo breakout, then that will be a downtrend continuously. But once again, this is weekly chart, so I don't think the Kumo breakout won't happen next week. I think it's going to take at least 1 week or 2 weeks for the market to break the Kumo. So that's one thing to watch. And also the level here, 128.16 is the neckline of this head and shoulders. So once it breaks, in price action too, it might go down this way continuously. It might retest that level and go down this way too. So this is my overall picture on the weekly chart. So if we see the downtrend in the daily chart or the lower time frames, we can follow it. But make sure that the market might range at 128.16. So in that case, you have to exit or you have to monitor chart whether the market will break the support or not. So, okay, the next one is Euro AUD. Sorry, Euro CAD, Euro CAD. Euro CAD right now, its range on the weekly chart. The price is in between Kijun Sen and Kumo. So as soon as I see the price within the Kijun Sen Kumo, I don't look for any trading edges because it's range. And Chikou span touching too, and Kumo flat. And last week was doji candlestick, so that means we don't see any trends in daily chart or the forward charts. So simply I would stay away until the market breaks the resistance level. Over here will be a resistance level at 1.5095. If it breaks, then the chance for the market to go up might be a bit really higher. So we'll see if it happens next week. And the next one is Euro Swiss franc. Yeah, Euro Swiss franc is uptrend in the lower time frames, and I'm still holding the positions over the weekend. You can, sorry, that's the dollar Swiss franc. Sorry, this is Euro Swiss franc. I'm not holding the position. Sorry about that. But this is bullish in the long term, and also in the daily chart, it's bullish too. And also the price is within the Kumo, but it's about to break the Kumo upwards. So once it breaks, it might go up later on. So I will see if it happens next week. And also the Kumo needs to be twisted bullish. So after the Kumo breakout next week, let's wait until the Kumo twist bullish, and then the market continuously go up in this direction. And at some point, Tenkan Sen, Kijun Sen, gold cross can happen, and Chikou span breakout will follow, and the market will go up afterwards continuously. But until it happens, this looks to be ranging, so it might retrace backwards. It might be resisted by this Senko span B and retraces backwards. So whether we see the Kumo breakout next week or not is the key on this weekly chart. So let's move on to the USD pairs. So first, dollar JPY, dollar yen. Weekly chart, this is range. It's pair range. The market has been flat for almost 2 weeks now, or 3 weeks, or sorry, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. It's been flat right now. Lots of consecutive candles with a very tiny bodies and wicks up and downs. This is very tricky market. So the Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat, and Chikou span is almost touching. And most likely next week it will touch the candle, and that will be into the range market. So yeah, this one I avoid taking trades. I haven't taken the dollar JPY for a long time so far because it's been ranging, and we don't see any trends in the lower time frames either. So, okay, let's move on to the next one. So the next one is USD CAD. USD CAD is also a bit bullish right now. As for price action, it's going up on the consecutive bullish N waves, like in this way. And the market is about to go into the Kumo now. And previously, we already saw that there was a Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen, gold cross, and Chikou span breakout. So once the market breaks the Kumo upwards, that will be Sanyaku Koten signal. The market might go upwards in that direction. But until then, it might be range, it might be flat, or spike downwards, or go upwards. So just be careful for the volatility in lower time frames and have a decent risk management. Take trades next week. So moving on to dollar Swiss franc. This one is bullish, and last week the market broke the Kumo upwards. You know, when I talk about the breakout, we have to always think about, look at the candle close. If the candlestick closes above the Kumo, that means the Kumo breakout. So next week onwards, I expect the market continuously go up. And the initial target in this case is going to be at the previous high level, resistance level here at 0.9473. But of course, along the way, the market might go up and down. I don't think it's going to go up straight, but I'm sure it's going to be go ups and downs. But eventually, I think it's going to reach that level. So on this particular market, dollar Swiss franc, I'm holding the buy position over the weekend. So I will report once I close the position on Monday or some other days next week. You can see the reason of the strategy of taking trades buy on Friday and break even and how I trade the profits. I recorded the video and just uploaded it today, so you can watch the video and enjoy the explanation. So in the lower time frames, it's up, and also the market broke the previous resistance level of 0.92748. So I think this is continuously bullish. But in terms of Ichimoku lines, it's flat on the weekly chart. The Kumo's technically up, but it's kind of weak because Kumo itself is a bit flat. And Kijun-sen flat also, Chikou span touching. So the market might retrace backwards anytime next week. And when it does, of course, you better stay away and come back to the chart when you see the uptrend next time. But it looks like finally we see some movements in the markets and Forex. Because in the month of June, July and August, pretty much it was ranging. But looks like towards the end of September, the mid-September to the end of September, looks like market becomes more active. I think that's due to the end of holiday, summer holiday, and also usually towards the end of the month, recently for the last 3 or 4 months, the market tends to be more active. So yeah, looks like we might see some other big trends next week. So now let's move on to the pound pairs. So this one is pound dollar. It's range on the weekly chart. So Kumo's flat right now, Senko span BA flat, Kijun-sen, Tenkan-sen flat, and Chikou span exactly overlapping with the candles, and this is range. But this is range, and it's a bit bearish because the price is technically closed below the Tenkan-sen, and the market is about to be into the Kumo now in this direction. And if the market breaks a neckline over here, then that will become a head and shoulders, and the market might go down continuously and breaks a Kumo downwards. And once again, I don't think it's going to happen next week, but maybe this month or next month it might happen. So I think I will be looking for the sell chance next week. If I see daily chart or the forward chart to be downtrending, I will follow it and take a sell next week. So the next one is pound JPY. Pound JPY is a similar situation as pound dollar. it's also a potential head and shoulders. And if the market breaks a neckline over here at, let's see, the price level is here at around 148.74. If the market breaks that level downwards, then that will become a Sanyaku signal. The head and shoulders neckline breakout, and the market might drop down to the Kumo, and we might see downtrend. So, but until it happens, this is range, so it may go up from here on this particular pair, pound JPY. This is now in the P wave and squeezing P wave. So we better wait until the market breaks either direction on the P wave. And the next one is pound AUD. The pound AUD is about to break the Kumo upwards now. So we already saw Tenkan Kijun Gold Cross Chikou span breakout. Kumo is also bullish. So once we see the Kumo breakout, it tends to go up in that direction. So, and it might happen next week. So if we see uptrend in the lower time frames, we can follow it and trail the profits along the way. And we expect the market go up on the bullish end wave continuously, like in this direction. Okay, and let's move on to the next one, pound CAD. Pound CAD's been ranging right now. The Kumo's too flat, and Kijun Sen is also very thin like this, and Chikou span still too close with the candles, and it's range and no trend and no trace. And last week was doji, and there's no direction. So until we see the resistance line breakout at over here at 1.7627, we better hold, because it might be reversing backwards to Kijun Sen as long as you see Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat. So yeah, just wait for the breakout, the clear breakout. It might happen next week, and then look for the buy chance afterwards, is my opinion for this market. So the next one is pound Swiss franc. The pound Swiss franc is also ranging too. The Kumo's flat, Kijun Sen flat, Chikou span touching, and the price looks to be bullish for the last 1, 2, 3, 4 days has been bullish, but now the price is at the resistance level at 1.2793 area. And since Kijun Sen still flat and Kumo still flat, it may retrace back to the Kumo in this case. So in this particular case also, let's wait for the resistance line breakout next week and then look for the buy chance afterwards. Otherwise, if you take a buy right now, market reverses and you might lose on these particular trades. So that's the pound Swiss franc. Alright, so let's move on to the AUD pairs now. So AUD USD weekly chart. This is bearish. The price is going into the Kumo now, and technically in Ichimoku it's range. The Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat, but Chikou span below the candles, and price has been dropping down, and the market broke these head and shoulders downwards, and this is looking like in the middle of the downtrend. So, and the price is very close to the Kumo Tenko span B level, so it may break and continuously go down, or even before that we might see a downtrend in the lower time frames, and then we can capture that and look for the sell chance next week. So I think in this market, a sell will be a right call for next week. Okay, moving on to AUD CAD. This is a range right now. The Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat, but the Chikou span below the candles, and the market is about to break the Kumo downwards too. So once it breaks downwards, market might go down this way. So if we see downtrend next week on the daily chart or the lower time frames, I think that would be a great chance to sell. Otherwise, market retraces backwards to the Kijun Sen, because it's flat right now and continue to go down this way too. So we'll see if it happens next week or not. Okay, next one is AUD JPY. AUD JPY is ranging right now. This is pure range because the price is now within the Kumo, and Kumo's flat, Kijun Sen flat, Chikou span is below the candles, but since the market is within the Kumo now, and still a big gap in between the current price level to the Senko span B, it may be range. It may go range. So let's simply wait until the market breaks the support level at 77.85 and then look for the sell chance. All right, and then let's cover the AUD Swiss franc. Yeah, AUD Swiss franc is a bit bearish as compared to the AUD JPY because AUD Swiss franc, the Kumo twist already happened here, and Kijun Sen is pointing down, Tenkan Sen pointing downwards too, and Chikou span below the candles. So the price itself is within the Kumo now, but in this market, we may see the Kumo breakout next week, and once it does, the market tends to go down this way continuously. So that means if we see downtrend in the lower time frames, we can take a sell and follow the downtrend and see the Kumo breakout. But if the market goes up next week, then simply no trade because that will be still within the Kumo and it's against the direction of the Ichimoku in this case. Alright, so let's move on to the CAD JPY. It's retracing backwards now. So the Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat, Chikou span touching. But let's see, right now, this is, the market is, neckline is here at 85.42. And we see Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat. However, there is a dead cross of Tenkan Sen, Kijun Sen. So, and Chikou span breakout is about to happen. And once it happens, then the neckline of the head and shoulders might happen. And once it does, the market tends to go down continuously, and it goes down to the Kumo here, and it may break the Kumo downwards. So if we see downtrend, and especially if we see the resistance line breakout, support line breakout on 85.42, I think that will be a great chance to sell. Otherwise, it might be supported and it goes up in this direction. All right, so let's move on to the next market, which is CAD Swiss franc. This pair, the Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat right now, and Chikou span still too close with the candles, so this is range. And last week was bullish, but last week was bearish, and 3 weeks back was bullish, so this is range. And this is looking like a very tricky market. It just goes up and down every week. So I think we better avoid taking trades in this condition. And finally, for the Forex pair, it's Swiss franc JPY. This one is bearish in the short term, in the lower time frames. In the daily chart it's down, but in the weekly chart, looks like market retracing backwards to the Kumo now. And Kumo still flat, Kijun Sen still flat, Chikou span technically above the candle still. So although we see bearish trend in the lower time frames, it might be supported and goes up this way too. So we'll see which way it goes. But I think I will just simply wait until the market breaks a support level of 117.48. Support plus this was the resistance level, previous resistance levels. So once it breaks, I expect the market continuously go down in this direction. So we'll see if it happens next week or not. Okay, so that covers the whole Forex pairs. So now let's move on to gold, XAU USD, and also WTI crude oil. Okay, so yeah, once again, thank you for joining, everyone. Great to see you here, as always, on this relaxing Sunday. All right, so here is XAU USD. And as per weekly chart, this is range. The Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat, Chikou span is still very close with the candles. So last week was bearish, and last week was also bearish, but it might turn bullish anytime soon. So as a swing trader, by following the weekly chart, in this condition, this is very difficult to trade. But maybe if it breaks downwards, if it breaks, I mean the support level is all the way down here at 1676.6. In case market breaks all the way down that way, then that will be a sell. But in this case, it's uncertain if it happens or not, because it's range overall. So that means the chance for the market to go up and down is 50-50. So I can't really tell which way its market's going. And plus, I will talk about it later also, but there will be FOMC next week. So it might cause this market to move next week. We have many big news next week. So just watch out every time before you take trades. Right, so let me cover the WTI crude oil, and this is now turning bullish. The Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat, so as per Ichimoku perspective, this is flat ranging, but last week bullish, and it broke the previous resistance level. And also on the weekly chart basis, if you can zoom in, the significance to this chart is the breakout of this previous doji candle engulfing structure. So once it happens, this is about the price action, but once it happens, the market tends to go up towards that direction, because this engulfing breakout, I think, is significant last week. So I think the market goes up continuously, but we'll see. It may reach all the way to the top, 76.96, and then retrace backwards if Kijun Sen still being flat all the way. All right, so that's the oil, WTI. Personally, I don't trade oil, but this is just for your information, because I know lots of traders trade oil also, WTI. All right, so that covers the commodity gold and oil. So let's move on to the index. So here is index. First of all, starting from the Nikkei, it goes all the way to the top right now because of the prime minister is changing in Japan. It turns out to be positive news in the economy, and the market is going up right now. So it's reaching all the way to the previous high, and I can see the potential breakout as per Ichimoku, because if you see angle here, the Kumo's Senko span A is pointing up, and Kijun Sen is pointing up too, and Chikou span is almost breaking upwards. So next week, the market might go up in this case. So we'll see if it happens next week or not. So let's move on to the Dow Jones. Dow Jones became into the range last week because we see Kumo flat and Kijun Sen flat too. But so the market in this case might retrace in the short term back to the Kijun Sen and may bounce and goes up this way, like we saw it last time here. There was a Kijun Sen bounce here last time, so this time it might happen. But next week, so in that sense, next week I think it's going to be bearish, and in the month of October and onwards could be bullish. Is my view, basically based on my price action and Ichimoku analysis. And I don't really talk about the news, what's happening because I'm more of a trader who trade by these indicators and price actions. So the next one is Nasdaq. Nasdaq is also flat now. The Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat, but Chikou span above the candles and price above Tenkan Kijun Kumo. So this is bullish. That means it might retrace back to Tenkan Sen in this case and bounces and goes up in this direction. And once the market breaks the Tenkan Sen, then it can retrace all the way down to Kijun Sen. So if it happens next week, we better not to buy. So let's wait until we see the bounce of the Tenkan Sen next week or next week, and then get ready to buy. So let's move on to the next one, S&P 500. So that was Nasdaq, and next one is S&P 500. This one is also bullish technically because the price itself is above Tenkan Kijun Kumo and Chikou span above the candles. And the market has been supported by the Tenkan Sen many times in the past. That means market has been respecting the Tenkan Sen this year since January. So this time Tenkan Sen bounce can happen and continues to go up in this direction. But once the market breaks the Tenkan Sen downwards, this movement is going to be significant. If it happens, it can drop all the way down to the Kijun Sen. So no trade in that case. You can't buy when you see that. So the bottom line in this one is whether the market breaks Tenkan Sen or not. Moving on to Euro stocks. Euro stocks is also bullish technically because once again price being above Tenkan Kijun Kumo and Chikou span above the candles. But for the last couple of weeks it's been ranging and the market might retrace back to Kijun Sen here. So Kijun Sen is very close in this example. So it may be touching the Kijun Sen, the Tenkan Sen, Tenkan Sen, and bounces goes up. Because also it's been a pattern for the bounce by the Tenkan Sen on this index too of this year. And the next one is FTSE 100. This one is also a bit bullish, but this is a bit weaker than other index because the price is now dropping down to the Kijun Sen. So if you see Euro stocks, the price is still above the Tenkan Sen, and S&P above the Tenkan Sen too, and Nasdaq above the Tenkan Sen also. But FTSE is dropping down to Kijun Sen. So in that sense, the retracement is a bit deeper than other index. So in this case, bottom line is whether the market breaks the Kijun Sen or not. Kijun Sen or not. Once it breaks the Kijun Sen, then it may drop down to the Kumo. So we have to be careful for the retracement next week. Alright, moving on to CAC France. CAC France has been technically uptrend still. Price is on the Tenkan Sen now. And the Chikou span above the candles. And you can also see market has been bouncing by the Tenkan Sen this year on the weekly chart. So it may bounce this time and goes up continuously this way. So the Tenkan Sen breakout or not is also key for CAC France. So you see the patterns like this, every time you see charts or every time you see bounce, you can't trust just one bounce. But if you see multiple bounces like this, then this time it can be more trustable. So yeah, let's move on to the DAX index. DAX index technically broke the Tenkan Sen downwards. So the topic is going to be whether the market breaks the Kijun Sen or not next week. Once it breaks the Kijun Sen, then it may drop all the way down to Kumo or range. It may go into the range. So we'll see which way it goes. So, but once the market breaks the Tenkan Sen but bounces the Kijun Sen and goes up, there is still a chance for the market to continuously go up in this direction. So, but yeah, technically, I think this is very difficult to trade because it's been bearish in the short term. Lower time frames is bearish. So yeah, simply we have to wait for the next pushback and buy from there. And next one is Nifty 50. Nifty chart, Indian index, this is bullish, obviously, because the Kumo's up, Senkou span B is up, Senkou span A is also up, and the Kijun Sen is up, Tenkan Sen also bullish, and the Chikou span above the candles. Market broke the previous doji candle, and this is confirmation of the bullishness. So the next target looks like the market is heading towards the next run number of 18,000. So let's see if the market reaches that level or not next week. It's been quite a nice uptrend all the way. Right, so let's move on to the next one, AU200. This one's ranging because Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat. And last week, market broke the Tenkan Sen. So it may drop down to the Kijun Sen and it may bounce and goes up in this direction. We had the Kijun Sen bounce last time once and also twice here. So this time it may bounce. So that means next week might be bearish and next week might turn bullish by the Kijun Sen bounce. So let's see if it happens or not. And this is not really a good time to buy for these reasons. It may drop down to Kijun Sen in this case. And let's look into Hansen index. Hansen is bearish and the market is below the Kijun Sen Kumo and the Chikou span below the candles. The price is at the support level here at 24,585. So the topic is whether the market breaks the support level or not. Once it breaks, it may go down to the previous support level, but it may go up and retraces back to the Tenkan Sen, Kijun Sen. So yeah, when I see the market exactly on the support level like this, I won't trade. I will most likely wait until it breaks and then take trades for that direction. Okay, and just for reference, let me cover the VN30, Vietnam 30 index. This one weekly chart is still bullish technically because the price is above Tenkan Kijun Sen Kumo and a Chikou span above the candles right now. So right now the market is forming P wave and I expect the market breaks the P wave upwards sometime next week because of these bullish confirmations. So we'll see. But always prepare for the opposite direction. If the market breaks a P wave downwards, then it can drop down to the Kijun Sen and then you cannot buy in that case. So yeah, let's see which way it breaks next week. So that covers the whole index markets. So now let's move on to the news and what we can see next week. So here is news website and I'm using the fxstreet.com and simply click on the economic calendar and you can find this calendar. And simply you can choose the from pull down here, you choose this week and click apply and then you get this news over here for next week. So let me squeeze my window so that you can see the whole news like this. Okay, so starting from Monday 20th, we have no news, no big news next Monday. And Tuesday 21st, we have a news starting from the AUD meeting minutes, RBA. That will be news here. So AUD could be affected by this. And that's it for Tuesday. And Wednesday 22nd, we have rate decision and monetary policy in Japan. So JPY could be affected by this. And also, important one, the FOMC press conference will be there in the US, and also policy meeting. So Wednesday is going to be a very big event for US. So for those who are taking trades, not only USD pairs, but also other markets, other Forex pairs, and also gold, and even Bitcoin can be affected by this news. So next Wednesday, 22nd, just be careful before you take trades. And Thursday, 23rd, we have the PMI, manufacturing PMI in Germany. So Euro pairs could be affected by this. And also in Swiss, there will be policy meeting, monetary policy. So Swiss franc pairs could be affected on Thursday. And also, this one is also important. In the UK, there will be a policy meeting too. And also rate decision in England. So pound could be affected by this news. And also, there will be market manufacturing PMI in the US. So Thursday will be big events everywhere, so be careful with that one. And Friday, we have no news. On Friday, there's no news. So yeah, the next week highlights is going to be definitely on Wednesday, JPY and USD, FOMC, and Thursday, Euro and Swiss franc and pound. So yeah, let's just prepare for the trades, and also always check news, watch news beforehand is my advice. Okay, so that covers the whole news and the pairs and other markets. So now let me come back to some chats for the next maybe 10 or 15 minutes until the end of this live stream. So once again, thank you for joining everyone. Great to see you. If you liked it so far, please press the like button. If you leave so that it keeps me going, that would be great. All right, so let me drink a cup of water here now. Okay, looks like today is a bit dry, so my voice is a bit kind of not clear, I guess. All right. Oh, I do see many comments now. Thank you for joining, everyone. Great to see you, and thank you for the comments always. All right, let's see. So which markets are you looking at right now is my question. Or are you taking any trades right now, holding the positions over the weekend? Let's see. Hussein says he booked a profit on euro dollar. That's good. That's good. Euro dollar is now ranging, so it's good to take profit and look for other trending market. In the daily chart, it's range, so you don't take trades right now. Better wait for the breakout, 1.1658, and take a sell afterwards, is my advice. All right, let's see. Objective and Diligent says, sir, please look into Nifty in lower time frame, that is daily chart and hourly chart. Sure. So Nifty has been moving bullish right now as per weekly chart. And let's see, on the daily chart, it's bullish. The Kumo up, Kijun Sen, Tenkan Sen up, and Chikou span above the candles, it's bullish. And also, I think lower time frames are also bullish. The 4 is also bullish too. The market has been bouncing by the Tenkan Sen, so it's bullish. I don't see any sign of reversal here. So yeah, this is a market that we want to invest. Hold on, sorry, let me grab a cup of water. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back now. So let's continue to see some other charts now. Oops, this is wide screen, so let me use my face. Okay, so let's see what else we can find on the comments. Here, yes, I have covered oil, so let me cover the silver now. Silver weekly chart. Okay, it's about to break the Kumo now. Right, so Tenkan Kijun did cross Chikou breakout. So Kumo breakout can happen next week. And also I can see that there is a support level here. Down here at around 21.97. So let's see if the market breaks that level or not. And if you're thinking to buy, this is not the good timing because this is bearish now in the long term. Okay, let's see. Let's see what else we can find here. Let's see. Vinit says, what is the significance of lines drawn by you sometimes from recent low or high up to Senko span A and B? So I see the market as a range, like the resistance or support zone. So for example, in this case, I draw the line here, 21.97, but this is one single line. But if you look into the market, more details, you see these supports a bit higher than the line, or this, the line below, the support below here, the wicks below, or above the line. So this is like the zone, so hopefully I can kind of make it a square. So that's why I sometimes draw lines, multiple, on these not like clear resistance support levels. And I don't really draw the lines on the Senko span A or B. I draw the lines on the candlesticks. But yeah, so in this case, I say the market might bounce around 21.97, but it may drop down to the long wick downwards here, 21.63, or it may bounce by the most recent low, wick low, which is 22.09. So I would say in between 22.09 and 21.63, it may bounce and goes up in that way. So I only draw one single line, on support line, resistance line, or even trend lines, but in my mind, I see the market like this. Rahazat says, I always avoid trade in dollar JPY because from my experience, JPY and USD always move together. If dollar strong and JPY also strong. Not always. If there is a big news in the US, negative news, then JPY tends to both and they go opposite direction. So each currency moves uniquely. So yeah, sometimes they correlate, but sometimes they go against each other. All right. Yeah, once again, good to see everyone. Thank you for joining on this Sunday's live stream, relaxing live stream today. Leon says, hi everyone, does anyone here being contacted by Master K through Twitter? I don't read messages on Twitter. I think my message function on Twitter is disabled because previously I make it available for the direct messages on Twitter, but because I got tons of messages, sometimes I miss these important messages. And I get many scamming messages too, and that's why I closed the Twitter's message. So in case if you want to contact me, please use the form below or directly write me an email and the address is on the below description. Yeah, like even emails, sometimes I get these kind of scamming emails, so it's been a bit headache right now. Yeah, in Discord also. I'm using Discord for the Ichimoku members, but for Discord also, I get too many messages and I can't reply on these. So I prefer to reply by email. So please write me an email in case, so that I don't miss any of your important messages. Amit says, "Hi Kay, how are you doing? I have a question about currency strength chart. What's the significance of the price going above or below zero in a chart? Can we call it bullish if it goes above zero, vice versa?" Oh, so you're talking about the strength chart. This one. So yeah, this is relative strength. So it's relative to each currency. So there is a zero level, but it doesn't mean that the strength is none. So yeah, it's relative, I mean. So you better look at the angle of the angle itself of the currency strengths versus the levels. So you don't really look at these levels. I never look at these levels, but I only look at the location of each currency strengths and also direction. And if you want to know more about it, then you can come to the website and come to free download and click on the currency strength chart, and you can find a video and also a brief free download PDF here. Yeah, the strength chart has been quite useful. I have been using for years and it's been working great. But I don't trade by the strength chart. I always trade by the markets, the charts, and candlesticks and Ichimoku. So yeah, strength chart is only for the reference, but it never be the tool to take trades. Alright, Bill says, "Hi Master K, if Kumo and Kijun-sen were up, but Tenkan-sen was below the Kijun-sen, do we wait for the Kijun-sen?" Tenkan-sen, right? Okay, but the Tenkan-sen below the Kijun-sen, do we wait for the Kijun-sen to come up to the Kijun-sen? Yes, you have to wait for the Tenkan-sen come above the Kijun-sen and then look for buy chance afterwards. That is true. Right? Yeah, everybody, that's right. Next week, yeah, Thursday is going to be a big day. And also next Wednesday, 22nd, will be FOMC. So just watch out on these 2 days. We have big news. Okay, Fatih says, "Hello, Kay, greeting from Switzerland. Good to see you from Switzerland." Okay, Kyushu legs. Okay, yeah, Kyushu legs is only usable on the weekly chart. Because Q means 9 in Japanese, and Shu means week in Japanese, and legs means candlesticks. So Kyushu legs originally is only used on the weekly chart. But I've seen the Kyushu legs works on lower time frames. But if I respect the original teaching, it only says you better use on the weekly chart. Okay. UCAD long-term buy. Okay. Let's see which way it goes. So let's see other comments here now. Yep, there is a globe in behind. Finally, I got it from Japan. I received the boxes from Japan, which I shipped about 3 months ago. So finally, it arrived yesterday, and I'm busy unpacking these boxes now. All right, you're welcome everyone. Thank you for joining as well. Let's see. Orvin says, hi Kay, I'm holding dollar Swiss franc. Okay, dollar Swiss franc buy. That's good. And also running about 40 pips. Do you think holding stop loss 15-minute recent support is too tight as market may retrace before continuing, or better to have a tight stop loss? Since this is, tomorrow's Monday, you can keep the stop loss very tight. I mean, one of the stop loss is very tight, another one you can move it at the break even. Yeah, for myself, I keep these stop losses very tight so that once the market opens on Monday, and in case the market drops down a bit more, I can just exit there and take profit on Monday. Yeah, and since this is Swiss franc pair, the market, the spread can be increasing very wide on Monday. Not always, but it tends to be like that. So in that sense, you better put the stop loss on the below 15-minute chart. Alright, Roget says, hi Kay, just wondering if you know price is about to return to Kijun-sen, would you take a short long position or some quick profit, or are you going to just wait it out? Yeah, I will wait out if market retracing backwards. It's not a good timing to enter in that case. Okay, let's see. All right, let's see. Okay, Venant says, hi Kay, a chart that might be interesting to examine would be TLT. It's the symbol of 20+ year treasury bonds, okay, and it's good inversely correlated instruments to S&P. Okay. Yeah. Actually, on this field, I'm still studying it because I'm thinking to trade into the indices and also stock markets. So yeah, thanks for the info. I will take a look at it later. Matthew says, hi Kay, in regards to the take profit strategies, what are your thoughts on taking profit when the lagging span touches the candles? When it touches candles, then that will be also an exit timing. Yeah, because that's a sign of retracement. And Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen, Gold Cross might be a bit too early for the exit, but once you see the Chikou span touch with the candles, it's a range market or retracing market, so that's when you can exit. So yeah, I think Chikou span touch the candle is a great timing to exit. Okay, still holding short on Euro JPY. Right? The Euro JP is going down. So let's see if it breaks a neckline of 128.16. Let's see. Yep, You're welcome, everyone. You're welcome here. Oh, Eric says buying on USD CAD and sell on pound JPY had to close last week. Okay, but make sure you close very small risk per trade. I always recommend everybody to take only 2%, up to 2% per trade. All right. Yeah, FX Namo, thank you for joining. Yeah, you can always learn from my contents. I do these live streams every day, starting at 2 p.m. UTC time zone on different topics. And if not, I will upload a video exactly on this time. So you can either join the live stream or watch video to learn every day on my YouTube channel. So yeah, as I mentioned on my second channel, there will be some projects going on in October. So yeah, there are more to come here. It's going to be very exciting in this community here. Okay, let's see. Milos says, Mr. K, I would like to ask on DOT USDT. In the case that the daily Kijun Sen goes up and Senko Span AB goes up. Right, let me see. DODT. Let me see. I think I never look at the chart yet. DOT USDT. Okay, so that's a cryptocurrency. All right, and let's look at the daily chart. So yeah, Kijun Sen is flat now, and the Kumo is bullish. The market is above the Tenkan Sen, so this is bullish, first of all. Yeah, it's a bullish market right now. And the resistance level is at 38.84 level, and now it's a bit retracing, but looks like market is supported by this Tenkan Sen and it goes up. Bounces by the Tenkan Sen and it goes up in this direction. So as long as market above the Tenkan Sen, we can buy and expect the market breaks the resistance level. But once you see the market breaks the Tenkan Sen, then it goes down to the Kijun Sen. So in that case, you have to exit or you have to hold if it happens. And plus, there is an engulfing candlestick. If you see here, the previous high and low has been engulfing the most recent two candles. So I think it's safer to say that you better wait for the breakout of the engulfing high, which was 36.97, and take a buy and expect the market breaks upwards in that direction. If it reverses, then simply exit with a break even. Is my view here. All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining. Great to see you here. Yeah, Data Swiss Rand is uptrend as mentioned earlier. It's uptrending, and on the weekly chart, it broke the Kumo upwards. So I expect the market goes up continuously. It's bullish right now. All right, so yeah, looks like it's about to end the live session now. So let's see. I think, yeah, I've covered all the pairs and also gold and oil, silver and indices. And also one cryptocurrency, DLT, USDT. So in case if you miss any of these analysis, you can always watch archive and replay and see my analysis on this live stream archive. So yeah, this is Sunday. This is at 7:12 p.m. in Dubai time. And after this, I will have a dinner and probably go to gym and take a shower and go to bed most likely. Yeah, so when I was in Japan, this is already in the midnight after after 0 a.m. and I was a bit tired at that time, but right now here in Dubai, because of time zone, this is still 7 p.m. and I have more energy in Japan. So this is great. This is great. I think time zone is very important, especially Forex traders or any traders. I think time zone is very important because depending on locations, you have to adjust your morning time. You have to wake up very early or you have to stay up very late to capture London or New York sessions sometimes. So yeah, but I hope you have a great weekend. And let's see if the market goes next week. But once again, next week we have big news on Thursdays and also Wednesday, Thursday we have big news. So make sure to watch news beforehand. And if there's big news, then please don't take trades. Please always come back afterwards. Otherwise, no trades. All right, so once again, thank you for joining everyone. If you liked it, please press the like button. And I will see you again. Until then, please stay healthy, stay safe, and stay gold. All right, bye for now. Mata ne. Thank you.